Our next algebra lesson is called geometry problems. Our goal for this lesson is to apply a four-step problem-solving strategy to solve geometry problems. Okay, if you remember, the four-step strategy that we've been studying is VEST. So I'm going to go ahead and write this up here. Do you remember what VEST means? Identify the variable, write the equation and solve it, substitute your answer back into the story problem, does it make sense, and then try it. The only difference is with geometry problems, instead of identifying the variable, we can substitute that with drawing a sketch or a diagram. For example, a surveyor wants to measure the distance across a pond from point A to point B. Okay, so he has this pond here, and he wants to measure across it. A and point B. So what he does is he picks 2 points over here, which he labels D and E, and his lines are straight. Mine aren't going to be that straight. And he labels this point C. So now he has 2 right triangles. He's careful to make sure that these are perfect 90-degree angles. So what he has are 2 right triangles. Okay? And then he measures segment AC, and he finds out it's 54 feet. So after measuring, he finds out that this is 54 feet. And he measures and he finds that BC is 72 feet. Okay. And of course he knows his formulas. He knows that for a right triangle, the formula for a right triangle is A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So that's what he does. He does 54 squared plus 72 squared equals C squared. Okay. And then he gets his calculator and he does 54 times 54. He finds out that this is 2,916 plus 72 times 72, 5,184 equals C squared. And then he adds these, plus 2,916 equals, okay, 2,916 plus 5,004. Anyway, I'm going to do it up and down. 10, 8, 9, 10, 9, 10, 11, 8,100. 8,100 equals C squared. And use your calculator and find out, because what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to square root both sides, because whatever I do to one side I have to do to the other. And he comes up with 90 equals C. So he knows that this length right here is 90. He has solved it. It is 90 feet across the pond. Okay, scroll down. You're going to see some formulas. Whenever we're finished, I want you to write these formulas in your notebook. along with this formula, if you don't know it. These are perimeter and area formulas. If you scroll down, you have two vocabulary words, which we've went through these words before, but we'll go through them again. I'm going to read the definition and then say the word. I want you to repeat the word after me. Two angles whose sum is 90 degrees. Each angle is the complement of the other, are complementary angles. Two angles whose sum is 180 degrees. Each angle is the supplement of the other, are supplementary angles. If you get confused, if you put those in alphabetical order, notice they're in alphabetical order. Complementary comes before supplementary. And you'll notice when they're in alphabetical order, the angles are from least to greatest, 90 and 180. So complementary angles are 90 degrees, supplementary angles are 180 degrees. Okay. Go ahead and click Show Problems. Number 1 is vocabulary. The sum of two angles is 180 degrees. The angles are, well, 180 degrees is my larger number. Because my smaller number is 90 degrees. So in alphabetical order, the last word in alphabetical order is supplementary. So we know number 1 is supplementary. Okay, go to number 3. One side of a rectangle is 3 times shorter than the other side, and the perimeter is 54 degrees. What are the dimensions of the rectangle? Okay, so what I'm going to do, the first thing I have to do is identify my variable. Or you may draw a sketch. I'm going to draw a sketch. It says it's a rectangle. So instead of identifying the variable, I'm going to draw a rectangle right here. And it says one side of the rectangle is 3 inches shorter than the other side. Well, I know the longer side is my length. And if it's saying that one side is shorter than the other, that must be my width. So my length, I'm going to label my length L. Okay. Now it says the other side is 3 inches shorter. On a rectangle, we know that these are the same length, and we know that these are the same length. Okay. So it says this is 3 inches shorter. Shorter would mean subtract. So this is going to be L minus 3. And since these two sides are equal, I can put L minus 3 over here as well. It says the perimeter is 54 inches. Perimeter of a rectangle is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. In other words, all I'm doing are adding the sides. So the perimeter of a rectangle, my formula for the perimeter of a rectangle is P equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Now let's substitute what I know. We said the perimeter is 54 inches, so for perimeter I'm going to put 54 equals, 2 times L plus 2 times, instead of W, I'm going to use L minus 3. And then all I have to do is solve the problem. 54 equals 2 times L plus, I have to get rid of the parentheses. I hope by now we remember to distribute 2L My signs are different, so it's negative. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, these two are like terms, so I can combine those. So I have 54 equals 2 plus 2 is 4L minus 6. Okay, I combined like terms. I took care of the parentheses, so next is adding and subtracting. This doesn't have an L, so I can combine these two terms. So I need to add 6, 60 equals 4 times L. Okay, then divide by 4. 60 divided by 4 is 15 equals L. So I know this is 15. If this is 15, if my length is 15, what is my width? L minus 3. L is 15 minus 3 equals 12. So my width is going to be 12. So the only thing I did different on my 4-step strategy is instead of doing the variable, I made a diagram. So the length is 15 inches, the width is 12. Okay, I want you to go to number 5. I want you to solve number 5. You may draw a diagram if you like, or you may identify the variable. But I want you to stop the tape, and I want you to do number 5. And after you do it, then I want you to check it with mine. Okay? Go ahead and stop the tape and do number 5. Okay, let's look at number 5. It says a square and an equilateral triangle have the same perimeter. Okay, first of all, what do we know about a square? This is a square. We know on a square all the sides are equal. Okay? What do we know about an equilateral triangle? We know on an equilateral triangle all the sides are equal. Okay. It says they both have the same perimeter. So let's look at the formula. What is the perimeter for a square? Perimeter just means we add around the outside. The perimeter of a square is P equals 4x. P equals 4s. On a square, these are called sides. That's why it's an S. On an equilateral triangle, it's A plus B plus C. But since they're all the same size, we can just look at one side and multiply it times 3 because they're equal. Okay? Now it says they have the same perimeter. So my formula is going to be 4 times S equals it says each side of a triangle is 16. I think that's what I'm going to do over here. A, B, and C. The perimeter of a triangle is A plus B plus C. Now, if I know that on my triangle all these are 16, I can do 16 plus 16 plus 16. Okay? So this is going to be 16 plus 16 plus 16. Okay. Now all I have to do is solve it. 4 times something equals, if I add those, I'm going to get 48. Divide by 4. S equals 12. How did you do? Did you come up with 12? It wants 12 meters. Don't forget your M. Okay. On this particular problem, I drew a diagram. If it's easier for you, you can identify the variable and do it like we have been. You're still going to come up with the same answer. Just whichever way is right is easier for you. Go to number 7. It's important that you do these problems before you check them with mine, so you know at what point you're struggling. Go to number 7. I want you to do number 7, and then I want you to compare it with mine. Okay? So I want you to stop the tape, do number 7. Okay, let's look at number 7. An isosceles triangle, the base is a whole number and is 4 feet less than the sum of the two equal sides. The perimeter is a whole number between 0 and 75 feet. Find the possible lengths of the equal sides. And they were nice to you. They even drew the diagram. We know from the term isosceles triangle that it's a triangle that has two sides that are equal. Your diagram already drew this for you. 2x minus 4. Okay. The perimeter is a whole number between 0 and 75 feet. Okay. So what is my formula for the perimeter of a triangle? Perimeter equals A plus B plus C. Now let's substitute this in here. It says it's between 0 and 75 feet. I'm going to plug in one number at a time. It's between 0. Between means it cannot equal 0. Okay, so it's going to have to be greater than 0. So I'm going to put my greater than sign there. A is x plus B is x plus C is 2x minus 4. Okay. So 0 is less than, okay, I have to combine like terms. There's an x, there's 2x. So 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 2 is 4x minus 4. Add 4 to both sides. 4 is less than 4x divided by 4. 1 is less than x. Okay? Alright. And now it says, I'll come back to this in a minute. Okay? It says the largest the perimeter can be is 75 feet. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to put 70. Okay, I'll rewrite my formula so I don't confuse you. This is going to be 75, but this is the largest it can be, which means the perimeter would have to be smaller than this. X plus 2x minus 4. Combine like terms. 75 is greater than 1, 2, 3, 4, 4x minus 4. Okay, I have to add 4 to both sides. 79 is greater than 4x. Divide by 4. If you use your calculator and divide that, you're going to get 19.7. Those cancel out. Is greater than x. Is okay. Now let's look at this. It wants to know the possible lengths of the sides. Find the possible length of the equal sides. Okay, the equal sides are x. The smallest it can be, now this says 1 is less than x. There's no equal sign there. Okay, so if this is a whole number, my next whole number, remember the word whole? See that O? That means whole numbers start with 0. That means there's no negative numbers in whole numbers. Okay? So what is my next whole number? The smallest whole number it can be is 2. It can't be 1. Right? 1 is smaller than x. So the smallest it can be is 2. The largest, I came up with 19.7, but this says this is a whole number. Decimals aren't in whole numbers. Okay? So the largest it can be is 19. Now, somehow on your computer it doesn't have 2. Instead of 2, they have 3. I've done this problem several times. I don't know how they come up with 3 because I come up with 2. But they want 3. So your answers are 3 and 19. Okay? If you came up with 3, I want you to show me your work so I can see what I did wrong. Alright. Now, like I said, it's important for you to do the problem before you check it with mine. Okay? I want you to go to number 9. I want you to do number 9. You may draw a diagram to figure it out, or you may identify the variables, either way. So I want you to stop the tape and do number 9 and then compare it with mine. Go ahead and stop the tape. Okay, look at number 9. 2 angles of the triangle have equal measures, but the third angle's measure is 36 degrees less than the sum of the other two. Okay. I'm going to draw a sketch. For geometry problems, I think it's easier to draw a sketch so I can see what I'm talking about. 2 angles are equal. The third angle is 36 less. Okay. So the 2 angles that are equal, I'm going to label X. Okay. The other angle is 36 less than the sum. Okay, the sum of the other 2. First of all, what is sum? Sum means I add these together. X plus X is 2X. And it says it's 36 degrees less. Less means I subtract 36. Okay? Did you get that far? Find the measure of each angle of the triangle. Okay. Now, in a triangle, let's see what you remember. In a triangle, the angles always equal what? Okay. They always equal 180 degrees. Always. No matter what kind of triangle you have, the angles are always going to equal 180 degrees. If you don't know that, then you need to write it down. You need to learn that. So we have 180 equals, and I just add those 3 together, 2X minus 36 plus x plus x. 2x minus 36 plus x plus x. Okay? Now all I have to do is solve it. Let's combine like terms. Here's an x, there's an x, and there's an x. 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. 4x minus 36. Now I have to add and subtract. Which terms are like? These are the like terms. So I need to get rid of the 36. I already have subtract, so I'm going to have to add 36 to both sides. Those are going to cancel out. 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. 216 equals 4x. I have to divide both sides by 4. So I have 216 divided by 4. 4 goes into 21 5 times. And you may use your calculator. 4 goes into 16 4 times. Okay. So x is 54. 54 equals x. So this is 54. And this is 54. Now I have that angle, 2x minus 36. I have to substitute the x for 54. 2 times 54 minus 36. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. Minus 36. Minus 36. 8 minus 6 is 2. 10 minus 3 is 7. So this angle is 72 degrees. So the first and second angles measure 54 degrees because they're equal. So my first blank is 54. And the third angle measures 72. Were you able to solve that one? If not, look and see where you messed up. Look and see where you got confused. Make a mental note of it so you don't make the same mistake again. Like I said, it's important for you to do the problem first and then compare it with mine. Okay? I want you to go do number 11. I want you to stop the tape and answer number 11. Okay? Stop the tape. Okay, let's look at number 11. An angle measures 15 degrees more than twice its supplement. Okay. I'm going to identify the variables on this one. What is x? Is x an angle or its supplement? What do I know the least about? I know an angle measures 15 degrees more than twice. Okay. I don't know anything about its supplement. So x is going to be its supplement. And I'm just going to put SUP. We know it's supplement. I don't care if you abbreviate as long as your abbreviations aren't inappropriate. Okay? Okay, now if x is the supplement, what is an angle? An angle measures 15 degrees, so 15 more is going to be plus, then twice means 2 times, its supplement. The supplement is x. So this is an angle. Find the measure of the supplement. Okay, what is supplement? Supplement means if I add them together, x plus this angle, 15 plus 2x, they have to equal 180 degrees. Now that I have my equation, I identified my variables, I wrote my equation. Now I need to solve it. Like terms are x and 2x. X plus 2x is 3x. Plus 15 equals 180. Subtract 15 from both sides. 3x equals 10 minus 5 is 5. 7 minus 1 is 6. 165 divided by 3 is 15. Okay, it's 55. I had to divide both sides by 3, by the way. X equals 55. So my supplementary angle is 55. What is my angle? Well, it says 15 plus 2x. 15 plus 2 times 55. 15 plus 2 times 5 is 10. Carry my 1. 2 times 5 is 10 plus 1 is 11. It's going to be 125. The only thing your question asks is the measure of the supplement. The measure of the supplement is 55. So your answer is 55 degrees. Okay? Alright. Now I want you to do number 13. I want you to stop the tape and do number 13. Then I want you to play the tape and compare it with mine. Okay? Go ahead and stop the tape. Okay, let's look at number 13. Two angles are complementary. One contains 30 degrees more than the other. Okay, I have to identify the variable. One contains 30 degrees more than the other. What is x? Okay, x is the other angle. If x is the other angle, what is one angle? It says 30 degrees more. 30 more means plus. 30 more than the other, which is x, equals 1. One angle. Okay? Find both angles. Okay, now let's look at my equation. My equation, it says two angles are complementary. What does complementary mean? Complementary means if I add them, they equal 90 degrees. So 90 equals, now I have to add these together, x plus 30 plus x. Okay, next I have to combine like terms. I have x plus x is 2x plus 30. Subtract my 30 from both sides. 60 equals, those cancel out, 2x divided by 2. 60 divided by 2 is 30. Okay, so the other angle is 30. What is this? What is one angle going to be? It says 30 plus x. So 30 plus 30 is 60. So this angle is 60 degrees. How did you do? I hope you were able to figure that out. Okay, go to number 15. This is a lot like our example we did a few minutes ago. I want you to do number 15 and then compare it with mine, okay? So I want you to stop the tape and answer number 15. Stop the tape. Okay. It says in the figure below, a surveyor put stakes at the lettered points. Angle ABC and CDE are right angles. Using the numbers given, what is the length of AC? Alright. There are several different ways I can do this. We can do it with proportions. We can do it with the right triangle formula, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Those are two possible ways we can do it. I'm going to use a squared plus b squared equals c squared. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay. I have 12 squared plus 16 squared equals c squared. Because with this formula, I only need to use the triangle ABC. I don't need the other numbers. Okay? So I have 12 times 12 is 144. 6 times 6 is 196 equals c squared. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 plus 4 is 14. 340. Just a minute. Just a minute. Let me use my calculator. Did I do that right? 16 times 16. I don't think I did that right. This isn't 196. This is 256. Sorry about that. I didn't think that looked right. 256. 6 plus 4 is 10. 6 plus 4 is 10. 400 equals c squared. So I have to find the square root of both sides. Okay, so 20 equals c. Now that's one way I could have done it. Another way you could have done it is with proportions. We have, I'm just using the diagram without redrawing it. But AB, the side AB on one triangle is similar to the side DE on the other triangle. Okay? So DE. I'm looking for side AC. This is the one I don't know, so I need to put it in my proportion. AC is going to be similar to CE. Alright? So now let's plug in the numbers. What is AB? AB is 16. We don't know AC. I'm going to put an X there. DE is 8. And what is CE? CE is 10. Okay. Alright, now before I multiply anything, I can look and I know that 2 times 8 is 16. And whatever I do to the top, I have to do to the bottom. And I know 2 times 10 is 20. So I'm going to get x equals 20. Or instead of multiplying times 2, I could have canceled. 10 and 16, I can divide them both by 2. This is going to be 8. This is going to be 5. And then I have to cross multiply. Okay, so I can't do it that way. But either way I do it, I'm going to come up with 20. So you should have come up with 20. Okay. Go ahead and review this lesson and answer the questions.